Yeah, boys, what's good? So today I'm going to talk about GPO, and I haven't talked or made a GPO video in like a year or something, a crazy amount of time. But GPO did update again, and it's got quite a bit of players, which I do need to talk about, because every time that GPO updates, every time it gets popular for a week or 2 weeks, and then it dies again. For example, GPO updates every, like, I don't know, 6 months to like 9 months, I guess. I don't know. It's a very, very long time. Basically, GPO has a lot of content. It has a lot of high quality graphics, which is like, that was the whole reason why people were like, okay, it takes a while because the graphics are just so good and the quality is so good. But then there's other games that update faster, like these Battlegrounds games with insane quality. And I mean, sure, this might have more things, like more content and stuff like that, so it might take longer, which I do understand. But a lot of games just follow the same formula, even if they're lower quality than GPO. For example, games like Peroxide, which Peroxide was updating fast. It was like updating every month, or like every half a month, every 2 weeks, which was very good. And that was an amazing update schedule for something with, you know, high graphics quality like Peroxide. But ever since the Fullbringer update, I feel like they kind of slowed it down even more. And even the Fullbringer update was like, that was taking like months. That was like 2 or 3 months. And after the first update, it took longer and longer and longer and longer. And now we're still waiting for the update after Fullbringer, right? Either way, it's been a long time and no Peroxide has been out. But the same thing happens with GPO, Project Slayers, Project Mugetsu, anything with Project in the name, really. Those games are all doomed. Nah, I'm joking, but for real, those games do update really slow. And a lot of them try to copy the same GPO style, like those Project games. They really go for the R15 look with the like high quality stuff, and they just kind of copy the same bandit beating formula, same anime bandit beating thing that we've seen before. Very common, and I'm kind of tired of it. Because at first, I used to be really hyped for games that looked like GPO, because GPO was just very high quality for the time, right? Paid access, high quality. It was like Blox Fruits, but better. And that is the curse of GPO, or I guess the GPO effect. Whatever you want to call it, that's what GPO did to other games. It didn't start the bandit beating trend, and it's not going to end it, because there's always going to be bandit beaters, let's be honest. It did take a lot of inspiration from Blox Fruits, and then just made it like a higher quality looking game. And I think that's just an undeniable fact that you can't really tell me it's not. Blox Fruits does have more content, and it also came out first, and it's also more popular, because clearly that game's got like 500,000 players right now. And 500,000 is a lot. That is half of Fortnite's player count for one Roblox game. That's crazy. Now, there is a lot of games on this platform that I would say are worse than GPO. They're just not as popular, because GPO does fall off simply because of the update schedule. And I think if it did update faster, even if it was just like really small updates, I feel like it would be better. But, you know, obviously I feel like they don't really want to have the drive for that. And it's very understandable. This game's been out for like 3 years, and there's not much to add other than new bosses and I guess new islands, new fruits, stuff like that, new weapons, maybe like a different game mode or something if they come up with that. But the groundworks of GPO is it's just a bandit beater. Like the PvE side is just a bandit beater or a giant boss raid. It's not a very difficult game per se. The PvP is pretty fun. I will give it that. I do like the PvP in this game, and I've always liked it. I've made a bunch of PvP videos on this game. It's just simply that GPO has a bad habit of taking way too long, and it's influenced other games to take way too long. And it's not like I'm getting impatient for these updates or anything. I've seen these games update really fast at the start. Like at the start of these games, like Lifespan, they update really fast, and then I guess they just run out of it. And going back to the Peroxide thing, Peroxide after the Fullbringer update kind of, well, ran out of ideas. Because after adding that new race, what do you really add? Other than adding new canon abilities, maybe True Bankai or something like that, like Type Soul's doing, then maybe that's new content. But after that, what the fuck do you add? Especially with games that run off of animes. When you're running off of an anime game, you only have so much things to do. Sure, you can add new things, but eventually you're just going to get reduced down to a bunch of new abilities, and that's not really content. It's just kind of new things to play with for like 10 minutes and then you get off. Unless you're really hardcore at PvP or PvE, and then it's like something good for that, then maybe. But other than that, what are you even farming for? This happens with a lot of anime games, but some games kind of break free of that curse, like AUT. AUT went from a Bizarre Day copy, and I was going to make like a video on that, I might still, but it went from a Bizarre Day copy, just straight rip the game files, to, you know, an actual original game. And that's not a bash to AUT or anything. It's like, I really liked AUT at the start, to be honest. I liked it more than now, but I'm just saying that's what it is. Had a lot of updates, a lot of content, and they even started adding things that aren't canon at all, like the World Ender stuff from League of Legends, you know, Cupid dress, just event items, things that never existed in anything in One Piece. There is a bunch of things that they could still add from One Piece, like the dragon fruit. They could add Wano. So, I mean, I do still think that this game has a lot of things to add. Hey, maybe even a third C, since, you know, Bloxfruits has one. Why not put one in this game? But yeah, I did want to talk about this curse because this game, I really don't like the cycle. Like, to be honest, I really don't like it because it gets really popular and then they don't update it. So it dies, and then it updates again and it gets popular again. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still pulling crazy numbers. Like I said, like 40k on a Friday morning, right? So I think that's pretty good. Now, given it is summer, so it's gonna pull more numbers, but it is pulling more numbers than a lot of other anime games. Like 40k is that's a lot. I do think that this is one of GPO's better updates, so I look forward to playing the rest of it. I'm gonna grind out the stuff I could trade for a bunch of items and just basically complete the update, but it's no fun, is it? So yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you next time. Peace.